Good morning. I'm 𝗪𝗏𝗄𝗓. Welcome to Middle East AI News Live, the wrap. Ahlan wa sahlan. So what is the wrap? This is the Middle East AI News Live weekly show that rounds up the region's AI and emerging tech news. Each week we'll be discussing the week's breaking news from the Middle East and North Africa. I'm delighted to be joined today by Mohammad Arshad, who will be my co-host this morning. Morning, Mohammad.
Good morning.
Great to have you on this morning. Mohammad is the co-founder of Decoding Data Science, which was formed to help data science and machine learning professionals skill up and data science teams become more effective. And before we begin, I tell you what, why don't you tell us a little bit more about Decoding Data Science, Mohammad?
Cool. Yeah, thanks, Carrington, for this opportunity. So this company, when I started this, it was more like giving the tools for professionals and individuals to get the real skills. So that's why the name data science, because we all know that data science is the main core of AI and this particular things that are happening. And it has started around 1 year. I was doing this for the past 8 years as a side hustle, but last 1.5 years I have done this full time. We are helping individuals as well as companies, the small companies who don't have a data team, who don't have a tech team in place specifically for data, to scale it up, to learn and use it. And recently, in the last 7-8 months, we have also integrated generative AI capabilities. That is the how to build AI applications over that. So the journey is exciting, and look forward to share more knowledge going forward.
Wow, excellent. That sounds really great. Thanks very much for that. Today, we're going to be talking about a few big stories from this week. This week, Sheikh Mohammed, Vice President of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, announced 10 economic principles that will guide the UAE over the next 10 years. We'll be discussing why this is good news for the technology sector, for AI startups, and companies in general. Toronto and Silicon Valley-based Raiven Capital launched a $125 million venture capital fund in DIFC this week, aiming at investing in early-stage tech ventures across the Middle East, North Africa, East Africa, and South Asia. Meanwhile, Dubai announced a global prompt engineering championship this week, open to local and global competitors with $1 million pot of prize money. And last but not least, we'll be talking about the new Arabic large language model, or LLM, released under open source license this week by G42 group company 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, of course, was formed last month by the merger of Ingezat, Inception, and G42 Cloud. However, before we open up the first topic, here are a few other headlines that caught my eye this week. Data analytics and AI specialist Presight, also a G42 company, listed on the Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange ADX in March this year, filed its first Q3 results with healthy profit of 18% on higher revenue, which is really a sign of rising demand for big data analytics across the Middle East and international markets. Nokia's research arm, Nokia Bell Labs, and Saudi Aramco just signed an agreement to collaborate on R&D to develop advanced Industry 4.0 use cases. This looks really significant deal. For those of you not familiar with the story, Bell Labs was originally founded in 1925 by Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor, scientist, and engineer who's credited with inventing the telephone. Bell Labs is the birthplace of the transistor, laser technology, photovoltaic cells, also information theory, the Unix operating system, and the C programming language. While Aramco has been investing more and more in R&D in recent years. So this could be a really exciting R&D partnership. And Riyadh-based Gaia, the region's first generative AI accelerator that was launched earlier this year, is now accepting applications for its next 10-week accelerator program. The accelerator held its graduation ceremony for the first cohort of startups last week. And generative AI startups presented solutions for education, healthcare, travel, and drone monitoring. Gaia plans to invest $160 million in new Saudi generative AI startups. So they're accepting applications for the next cohort now. If you're a subscriber, then you'll know that I send out a news digest every Thursday morning via email and via LinkedIn with a roundup of all the key headlines from across the region, covering AI, big data, digital transformation, and Industry 4.0. Also robotics, urban mobility, unmanned systems, and much more. You can subscribe via Middle East AI News, www.middleeastainews.com. You're listening to The Wrap, the Middle East AI News live show. Great to have you with us. This week's show is co-hosted by Mohammad Arshad, co-founder Decoding Data Science. And I'm now going to hand over to Mohammad right now to introduce our first topic, which is the 10 key economic principles announced by the UAE government this week. Mohammad?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. So last week, Sheikh Mohammed, he announced 10 economic principles, and it is the main thing that we know this 10 economic principles. It is for the next 10 years, what is the roadmap? And we understand that the focus is on improving the economy, but there is a lot of things that is encouraging the AI and the data science community. And we all have seen the government's push for the generative AI. They had a assembly, and they are doing a lot of things to attract talent that they did earlier to attract Web3 and blockchain technologies and startups to come and invest here and as a career. The government's first three principles confirms their commitment to a free market economy. This is very, very important because they want to attract the best talent and they want to invest in this new digital economy. And it is clear from the beginning that UAE is thinking digitally, and this is really good news for all the tech enthusiasts like me and the AI developers in the UAE or planning to come to the UAE, and is very good for the organizations to know that the country is focused on growing a new talent pool with these amazing new skills. And hence we and our community is also taking advantage of this situation to educate more and more people in this new technology and the new skills of AI developers. And obviously companies and government departments in the UAE are also hiring more and more data scientists. When I say data scientist, it can be machine learning or data analyst, but these talents has to be trained because this is a skill that is not being taught in conventional colleges. So we need communities, or we need external partners which are teaching this emerging tech, and even to give this training to the new population, because the way we are going to work is changing. Other than that, the government's leaders, they are, as I see for a long time, I've been in Dubai for 3 years, they are visionary. They are thinking 10 years ahead. Personally, because I have been 19 years in this industry, and I have seen AI grow, the machine learning, the statistical modeling grow, and it was very slow growth because it used to take a lot of time to build applications and to deploy models. It used to take around 1 year horizon. But right now, what is happening is you can make prompt-based AI applications within days. And if you are having the right talent who knows what to do, what to fix, and what to build, you can build amazing solutions that can not only cause business gains for the company, but can also help in a lot of sustainability issues, environmental issues that are there, which is going to be a major concern. We all know about COP28. Every company wants to also reduce their carbon footprint. So we need to monitor all these things, and we need to use technology to make sure we are not only becoming more efficient, but also more effective. So these are the things that are there. I have been part of a lot of initiatives wherein the government companies as well as the government is trying to give in-house training about these new tech to their teams to encourage them to use these technologies that are there. And I feel this will grow more and more in the near future. The fourth principle, that is also giving diverse opportunity for the youth. And we will talk more about the challenges later on, but these economic principles lay the ground, and specifically it is very motivating for what we are doing as a community and as a knowledge empowerment company for the near future. So these are the things that are there. Do you want to add anything more, Carrington?
Well, Mohammed, I really agree with you. The UAE leadership has been visionary for so long, but since the new focus on AI and the national AI strategy announced in 2017, the leadership on AI and on digital economy and on getting the country ready at every level has just been so impressive. Last year, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan delivered his first live national address as president July last year. And this was the first time I've ever heard a Gulf leader put technology right at the top of the economic agenda. So we're in exciting times. And since the UAE announced its national AI strategy, it's just rolled out program after program across education, government innovation, regulation, implementing the latest technologies. And seeing Sheikh Mohammed spell out the UAE's 10 key economic principles this week is just confirmation that we're going the right way, that the government leadership is there, and that we're going to see a lot more in the future. So I'm, as you can hear, very enthusiastic. And I think also this is a great global example of how to embrace these new technologies, because this is something that's been done across the world. These are things that many countries want to embrace and implement, and they want their talent pool, they want their government to be innovative, they want all these things. But very rarely do you see this kind of leadership and direction really spelling it out. This is what we're doing, and these are the priorities. So fantastic.
Just one thing to add is like we have to now align, like UAE, if anyone is thinking about taking up this like as a business, as a career, this is the right time to first of all learn the skills, because there are a lot of things that are happening in this field. It is a very evolving field, and they're already laying down a policy about the rules around these generative AI technologies, like who is the owner of the data, what are the issues of copyright and security. Till things are not getting solved completely, but the government is supportive. They understand that this technology is important. Initially, when we were doing sessions with the Ministry of UAE Education Department with school teachers. This was around 8 months back. Many of the teachers at that time, initially, they wanted ChatGPT to be banned in schools. But that was the thing that 8 months back when it was new, people were playing around with it, putting memes about its wrong outputs. So many teachers were hesitant that they did not want this new technology to come in schools and it should be banned. But the initiative came from the government, and I remember that telling that this is the new technology and this is the way it will go forward. We cannot ban a new technology, and we have to embrace it, and we have to have a go around and lot of training. So I also did a lot of workshops for teachers to give them awareness. If you talk to the kids, they are more advanced than us. They know about more tools than we do. They know about the new features. And sometimes when I used to go in the workshop or class, they used to give me something that I did not even know. So they are now they are already in the metaverse. They're already playing a lot of games, and now they are using these technologies. So they are more advanced than us. And at least learning, they can adapt these skills more efficiently, and we have to train them and give them the correct direction. And this is what I'm seeing from the government, which is a good positive sign that they were, and we all know that they were the first ones to come out with generative AI use cases documents for generative AI policies, and they are encouraging this everyone, and it is a very positive news.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
And I think overall, the way that the UAE is managing this policy and this regulation about these new technologies is, again, just case study stuff. They're being increasingly agile, creating these new regulations. They're looking to the future. They're not shutting things down. They're looking to open things up. So lots of very exciting things going on. We need to move on now. So let's move on to Raiven Capital's new 125 million DIFC tech fund. Silicon Valley and Toronto-based Raiven Capital has launched $125 million venture capital fund in DIFC, which is called Dubai International Financial Center. The fund will focus on early and growth stage AI, Internet of Things, and distributed ledger startups. And it's got a geographical scope, a huge geographical scope, to include the GCC, South Asia, plus North and East Africa. And we're delighted to be joined by Supreet Singh Manchanda, founding partner of Raiven Capital, who's joining us from Silicon Valley this morning, or this evening in Silicon Valley. Talk to us about the new fund. Good evening, Supreet.
Good morning, 𝗏𝗏. How are you doing?
Welcome to the wrap, Supreet. So glad you could join us. Dubai's been increasingly successful in attracting VC funds. And actually, I think during the last week, the Financial Times FDI Intelligence ranked Dubai as the world's fastest growing VC ecosystem, followed by Detroit and Berlin. And we're already home to over 200 venture capital funds. So this is your first fund registered in DIFC. To start off,
yes.
could you tell us a little bit about Raiven Capital?
So Raiven Capital, we're a Silicon Valley, Toronto hybrid fund I'm in Silicon Valley. I have a business partner who's in Toronto. And so think about ecosystems that are aggressive and really help startups incubate, grow, and come into fruition from all the way from idea to scale. And, I don't need to introduce Silicon Valley. Everybody knows about Silicon Valley, but Toronto comes a good second right behind Silicon Valley, and especially in the early stage. Great ecosystems, great universities. Interestingly enough, I've been involved with Leap. I've been involved with Arab Health. I've been involved with Global Health, particularly in the GCC, where I've been a judge as well as helped curate the pitch competitions and everything. And we've been in Dubai for the last 5 years with those kind of activities, talking to different players. And we discovered we have a DNA that's very global, and we discovered that Dubai and us, we fit hand in glove. And it was just the right place. I'm Indian born, grew up in Africa, educated in England and France, and then ended up in the United States, and then in Silicon Valley, in the US, first Texas, then Silicon Valley. And I've lived all over the globe, and having this DNA of being global, and Dubai fits so well with that.
I do apologize, but unfortunately there was a technical problem with the recording of this week's show, and so I'm not able to share the rest of Supreet's interview on the wrap. Sadly, the segment following this topic, Dubai's new Global Prompt Engineering Championship, is also not available as a podcast. Instead, we'll skip forward to our segment on the new Arabic large language model, which has just been open-sourced by Abu Dhabi-based 𝗏𝗏42.
However, we're going to have to move on to our last topic. And our final topic on the wrap is another big artificial intelligence model announcement from Abu Dhabi. 𝗏𝗏42, part of Abu Dhabi holding group G42, announced 𝗪𝗓30B yesterday, the newest and most proficient version of its open source language Arabic language model. The new 30 billion parameter model follows the release of 𝗪𝗓13B in August, so 13 billion parameters. The new one announced this week is 30 billion parameters. Parameters of a large language model define the behavior of the model and how the model learns from the data it's trained on. And essentially, the more parameters an LLM has, the greater potential the model has to increase performance. So 𝗪𝗓30B shows strong performance across content generation, summarization in Arabic, and Arabic English translation. The first release in August went from concept to the fine-tuned model in less than 4 months. And the production training run, i.e. the last data training run for that model, for 13B, was completed in 21 days on the Condor Galaxy 1, which is the AI supercomputer from Cerebras Systems in G42. The new 30 billion parameter model was trained on a substantially larger data set, also on the Condor Galaxy 1 supercomputer, which included 126 billion Arabic tokens of data, 250 billion English tokens, and then a further 50 billion code tokens. The new model offers 160% longer and more details of answers in Arabic. So this is the practical use. 160% longer and more detailed answers in Arabic language, and 233% increase in English compared to the previous model. 𝗪𝗓30 billion also presents better performance in summarization, so 53% better performance in Arabic and 85% better performance in English than the previous model. And formatting, 130% better in Arabic and 134% in English. 𝗪𝗓30B performance is now on a par with monolingual English language models, so single models that are primarily trained and operate in English language, and outperforms most open source models in evaluations that have been done so far. So this is another great proof point for Abu Dhabi's story of AI and R&D. We've seen a number of models announced over the last year from Mohammed bin Zayed University for artificial intelligence, from Technology and Innovation Institute, and from Inception and G42 Group. Who will use 𝗪𝗓30B? What's your take, Mohammed?
So the previous model, the 13B, was the model that many people who are using, and specifically who are targeting this region and the Arabic speaking solutions, right? People think that Arabic is just one language, but there are a lot of different dialects. Like it changes from every country, and UAE dialect is maybe very different from Saudi dialect. So these type of models, like a 30 billion parameter that you explained, is going to, as we said, it is built on a much larger token, and it is going to help in finding solutions wherein we have the input data with lot of Arabic text, audio, and I know a lot of startups who are focusing on Arabic speaking popular use cases. They have started calling this from the Hugging Face and started deploying it OpenAI and this. So as we know, it is going to be more of in the near future, it is not only going to be about one LLMs, combination of LLMs that can solve a business problem. So if we have a use case where we have a lot of Arabic, I think this is going to be a very good model. And also OpenAI will complement it and make it more powerful and help solve the problem and get more accuracy. That is what my take is.
Yeah, good. Another good point, that we're not talking about an either or when we introduce these new large language models, because businesses in the future are going to be required to use multiple large language models according to what they're focused on and what results they require. And I know that the team that developed 𝗪𝗍 incorporated data from many different Arabic dialects, so it's able to cope and process and explain Arabic dialects from all over the region. And yeah, I think this is currently the front runner for Arabic large language models. This is the go-to if you want to start developing Arabic solutions using LLMs.
Agree with that. And it is a very good initiative because this, as we know, Falcon is there. Falcon is a very good model that we heard, but there were no alternatives for Arabic. If anyone wants to think about building an Arabic based solution, and I think 𝗪𝗍 is the go-to LLM, and that is what it's trying to do with coming out with more and more stronger models.
Yeah, and let's not forget, until the last 6 months, there was no high-performing Arabic language LLM model. So if you're a developer, a solution provider, and you're thinking about these new technologies and you want to provide Arabic language functionality, for users in the region, you didn't have anything to start with earlier in the year, let alone plan solutions on or trial with clients or anything else. So this is a huge step forward for Arabic software development, solution development, and LLMs in the region. I think that's probably all we've got time for today. Have you got any further comment on the 𝗪𝗍 30B, Mohammed?
No, I'm not there. And this is just not the, we will see more and more models coming up better. And that is what I'm saying. Give time. We are evolving as a technology, because what is happening right now that these LLMs, it is in a growing phase. So accuracy may not be completely proper, but I feel things are going to get more and more better, and we have to learn to evolve with this technology and to use it. So Carrington has a very nice initiative where he's sharing this news with you. So much is happening around in the world of AI, and it's a very good initiative that you are putting everything together and sharing it with the community. It's a very good initiative.
Thanks very much. There's so much going on. That's all we have time for today. From Mohammad Arshad and I, thank you so much for joining us on Middle East AI News Live, The Wrap. Thanks to Mohammad for being a great co-host this morning. Looking forward to having you back again soon.
Thank you. Have a great day.
I'll be back at the same time next week, 7 a.m. UAE time, 6 a.m. Saudi Arabia, or 7 p.m. Thursday PST, with another Middle East AI News Live weekly roundup. Thank you so much for listening. I hope to see you again bright and early next week on The Wrap.